Imagine this: to send heroes into space, a director didn't press a button on a computer, but built a giant hamster wheel. Welcome to the era of special effects, where magic was conjured with glue, rewinding film, and the sheer imagination of filmmakers. In this video, I'll show you films that captivated audiences without a single computer. You'll discover how artists blew up Manhattan, made objects levitate, and commanded the sea. Hop aboard our model spaceship and let's blast off into the world of practical effects. Independence Day, the 1996 blockbuster directed by Roland Emmerich, tells the story of an alien invasion destroying Earth's cities. One of its most spectacular scenes is the destruction of New York City. To blow up the Empire State Building, a detailed miniature model of the building was constructed. This model was detonated and filmed with a high-speed camera to visually slow down the action and emphasize the scale of the disaster. The fireball was filmed separately. A mixture of gas and diesel fuel was ignited in a giant container, and the flames were then composited with a shot of the miniature's destruction. Tiny models filmed against a black background were used for the falling debris, and the ash rain was created using talcum powder and shredded paper. Visual effects artist Volker Engel was responsible for these effects. His team used miniatures, pyrotechnics, and optional tricks to create the apocalypse with minimal computer graphics. Engel won an Oscar for this work, proving that even in the era of emerging CGI, practical effects should stun audiences. Emmerich reportedly joked later that they wanted to blow up New York in a way that would make the audience applaud. 2001: A Space Odyssey is a 1968 science fiction film filmed by Stanley Kubrick. This philosophical parable about humanity's journey from ancient ancestors to an encounter with extraterrestrial intelligence revolutionized cinema's visual language. To create the film's effects without computers, Kubrick and his team included specialists like Wally Weavers and Douglas Trumbull devised ingenious engineering solutions. For example, the scene with the pen floating in zero gravity. To make it look realistic, the pen was attached to a transparent panel rotated in front of the camera. And when the actor caught the pen, she was actually just peeling it off the panel. Even more impressive was the jogging in zero-gravity scene. For this, they built a giant centrifuge 12 meters in diameter, rotating drum inside which actor Gary Lockwood ran along the wall. The camera was mounted on a special platform, creating the illusion that Lockwood was running in a circle under artificial gravity. The structure weighed about 30 tons and operating required jewel-like precision. The slightest error could destroy the set. The film was made before the era of green screen, so even the starry sky in some scenes is hand-drawn animation. Artists painted each dot on a black background. In the spacewalk sequences, actors were suspended on nearly invisible wires to simulate weightlessness. Kubrick himself later emphasized the advantages of live filming over digital effects. His team's solutions not only amazed audiences but also influenced subsequent films, from Star Wars to Interstellar. Back to the Future Part 2 is a 1989 sci-fi comedy where Marty McFly and Doc Brown travel to 2015, yes, it was future for them, and then return to an alternate version of 1985. Director Robert Zemeckis and the visual effects team led by Ken Ralston created a world where flying cars and hoverboards felt real. One of the most spectacular moments is the flying DeLorean landing in Future Hill Valley. To make the car hover and descend smoothly to the ground, the crew used ingenuity and tried and true tricks from the pre-digital era. The flying DeLorean wasn't a computer model, but a modified miniature scaled down from the real car. For the landing scene, the model was suspended on nearly invisible wires attached to a complex winch system. To create the illusion of a smooth descent, camera operators slowly lowered the miniature. This required precision timing, even the slightest glitch could ruin the take. To show the wheels converted into hover mode, ILM engineers built miniature mechanisms into the model that literally retracted the wheels into the body. A separate challenge was filming the building trails on the asphalt. Pyrotechnic charges were used on set for those shots. These methods, though labor-intensive, made the scene feel incredibly lifelike. Even today, 35 years later, the DeLorean landing looks convincing, largely because the audience subconsciously thinks it's a real object, not a digital construct. Close Encounters of the Third Kind is a 1977 science action film directed by Steven Spielberg. The story about people encountering unexplained phenomena and ultimately an alien spacecraft became a benchmark for visual storytelling. The climatic scene featuring the appearance of the giant flying mothership remains impressive to this day. To create it, Spielberg and his team, including the previously mentioned Douglas Trumbull, relied on miniatures, lighting tricks and the magic of film. The flying saucer hovering above the ground was a complex mechanical model. It was built in several scales, with the largest being several meters in size. The hull of the mothership was covered in programmable light bulbs that lit up in specific sequences, creating a hypnotic light pattern. For filming the night scenes, they used a black background and special filters that heightened the contrast between the saucer and the starry sky. One of the most challenging moments was the scene where the saucer slowly descends toward the ground, its light illuminating the crowd. To convey the scale, the team used a combination of miniatures and real sets. For instance, the miniature Devil's Tower was filmed separately and later composited with shots of the actors. The smoke and dust rising during the landing were also created by pyrotechnicians. All these techniques not only convinced audiences of the reality of what they were seeing, but also inspired other directors of that era. The Ten Commandments is a 1956 epic drama directed by Cecil B. DeMille. The film tells the biblical story of the exodus of the Jews from Egypt, culminating in the miracle of the parting of the Red Sea. This scene, where the waters divide at Moses' command, became the gold standard for special effects of its time. Visual effects were handled by artist John P. Fulton, already a two-time Oscar winner by then, in 1945 and 1955. Looking ahead, he would win another Oscar for the Ten Commandments. To create the illusion of towering walls of water, the team used a combination of miniatures and reverse filming. A massive water tank was built on the Paramount lot and filled. Water was rapidly drained, cameramen filmed the process and the footage was then run backwards, making the water part to reveal the seabed. A separate challenge was compositing the actors with the effects. For scenes of people walking on the seabed, DeMille filmed them against a giant blue screen, then used optical printing to combine the footage with shots of the miniature water walls. Smoke and sand whirlwinds were added manually using pyrotechnics. Even the pillar of light guiding was a practical effect, filmed as a spotlight beam passing through a smoke curtain. Work on the scene took months, consuming a significant portion of the film's total budget. Yet the results surpassed expectations. Audiences believed that we were witnessing a real miracle. Remember, this was 1956. John Fulton won the Oscar for the visual effects, and the scene itself became the benchmark for many years to come. I hope you can hit the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments which movies effects you remember most vividly, and do it all without any tricks or effects. Thanks for watching movies with us. Bye!